What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Welcome to tonight's show. I'm going to go over my top 10 underrated players in 2021. Let's get to it. What's going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? Hello. What is going on? Hope everyone is having a good Friday. Hope everyone's ready for the weekend. And welcome to tonight's show. So for tonight, I'm going to be going over my top 10 underrated players this year. These are just my underrated players. These are guys I feel like I don't really hear of very often. Trust me, a lot of people or a lot of players are going to be left off of this list. So please don't flame me in the comments. If you have someone that was not on this list, please just put that player in the comments. One reason I wanted to do this was so I can, hey, we can get other people to be aware of any players, but that we're not hearing of very much. So these are just my personal top 10. So please don't get offended if I leave anyone off. I did my best here, but these are just my personal picks for my list. So again, anyone I leave off, please put it down in the comments. I really actually would love to have that kind of a conversation where just everyone's putting all these different kind of players, and hey, help us all be aware here in the baseball community. But anyway, hope everyone, like I said, is having a good day. Hope everyone's ready for the weekend. And we might as well go ahead and get started. Not too many people here tonight. It's a Friday night. I'm not expecting a lot of people to come in tonight. But I wanted to go live tonight because I'm not going to be here on Sunday. I have a flight to Boston tomorrow morning, bright and early. I'm not going to be getting back until Monday. So I figured, why not? Let's go live tonight. Let's have a little fun tonight. And but yeah, so before I get started, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit the like button for me. Please, if you can, hit that like button. Hit the bell notification. Share the stream out there if you can. That goes a long way. But let's go ahead here and let's go ahead and just get started. The top 10. Here we go. Starting off at number 10. I have CRON. I feel like CRON, he just won August, or the National League August Player of the Month. And I feel like that's the only time we've heard about CRON all year. Excuse me, my throat here, I cannot speak. But CRON is having an extremely good season this year for the Colorado Rockies. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Let me get the music on for you guys. There we go. Let me actually, I got a copyright claim on yesterday's stream, so I got to be careful with the music. So I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. But okay, so here we go. CRON on the Colorado Rockies. So sharing the screen. So hey, everyone in the offseason, Nolan Arenado got traded to the Cardinals. Everyone thought the Rockies made the dumbest trade in history. I still, to this day, think the Rockies did well getting out of that contract. They had to pay that $50 million to get out of that contract. That's just how the nature of the business in Major League Baseball works. But for a CRON, he has really filled in some big shoes left behind by Nolan Arenado across the diamond at first base. So, I mean, look at the year this guy's having. He's hitting 274. He's got 25 homers, a 77 RBIs. Look at the on base. It's a 374, 535 slugging, a 909 OPS. He's playing first base, so you don't hear of these first basemen very much unless you're a Freddie Freeman, a Jose Abreu, and so on. So CJ CRON, you don't hear about him too much. And the Rockies, they're not in contention this year. I think if they were in contention, you would be hearing a lot about CJ CRON this year. And if we go take a look at Baseball Savant as well, he ranks really well. If you look at the max exit velocity, he's in the top 10%. He ranks well in a lot of the expected numbers. He doesn't strike out a lot. Sure, he does swing and miss, but it doesn't result in a ton of strikeouts. He's right now in the middle of the pack when it comes to striking out. Like I said, he does swing and miss. He does chase. He's not, the fastest, but well, that's a first baseman for you. But he plays good defense over at first base. He ranks in the top 25% in defense. So CJ CRON, I think this guy, he deserves to get some love. And actually, let me pull up CJ CRON here. Or actually, I can do that on Baseball Reference. Let me take a look at the splits here in 2021. We can go pull up those August numbers. Again, he just won National League Player of the Month for August. So in August, if we take a look at the month that he had. In August, I think it really came out of nowhere because, he was fine for the most part. He was hitting roughly 274 in the first couple of months. And then his average kind of dipped in June and July. And then he just exploded this past month. He had 11 home runs, 34 RBIs. He hit 387. He had an on base of 463 and 828 slugging. I mean, look at the OPS. It's almost a 1300. Are you kidding me? But yeah, CJ CRON, this guy deserves a lot of love. So he comes in at number 10 for me. Coming in at, let me close out of these tabs here. Coming in at number 9, we're going to stay out west, but we're going to move over to the American League. This guy has been dominant out of the bullpen this year, and I feel like I haven't heard anything about this guy. And that is Paul SEWALD, or Paul SEWALD. I mean, are you kidding me? What a year this guy is having. I mean, incredible year in that Mariners bullpen. I think he deserves a lot more love. So let's go take a look here at some of the numbers. So on the year, I mean, he has a 9-3 record. I mean, I'm not all about wins and loss records when it comes to, pitchers. I think it's a little overrated in this day and age, but for a reliever to be 9-3, you got 9 wins. That's pretty decent for a reliever. It's funny because he only has 8 saves, in 46 games, but look at the numbers this guy is putting up. If you take a look here, he has a 2.45 ERA. He's striking out about 15 batters per 9. He's giving up less than a home run per 9. He has a 1.75 FIP. If we take a look at the rankings on Fangraphs, he is the 3rd best overall relief pitcher in Major League Baseball this year when it comes to Fangraphs wins above replacement algorithm. So, I mean, that's better than a Craig Kimbrell. That's better than a Liam Hendricks. I mean, that's better than, some of these other guys like Matt Barnes, closer for the Red Sox. There's a lot of guys on this list that he is having a way better year than. And, I mean, you got to give this guy a lot of credit. He has been huge for that Mariners bullpen. He deserves a lot more love. So Paul SEWALD makes my list at number 9. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Let me share some of the advanced numbers with a Paul SEWALD. So look at where he ranks here. I mean, are you kidding me? Also, everyone, I apologize if I'm having any kind of lag, or if you're having any kind of lag. I'm lagging very bad right now, at least for me. I don't know if it's my internet, but apologies if there's any lag for you guys out there. I usually don't get this kind of lag. So hopefully the stream, it says my stream is healthy. So I don't know. But look at the numbers here. I mean, look at the expected numbers. X-WOBA, X-ERA, X-batting average, all top 5%. X-slugging, top 20%. He's in the top 1% of strikeout percentage. He's in the top 5% of whiff percentage. He has a ton of spin on that fastball, and it's crazy because this is not a hard-throwing guy. He averages 92 miles an hour, and he only throws a fastball slider combo. So if we go take a look at the movement on his pitches, he doesn't have a whole ton of movement. This guy, he relies a lot on pitch location. He relies on moving up and down, left to right in the zone. Fangraphs actually had a pretty good article on Paul Sewald where he elevates in the zone and he goes up and down in the zone a lot. He just mixes and matches his locations, and that's really helped him succeed this year, even without a whole ton of velocity. So coming back to you guys here, coming in at number 8. We have DARIN Ruff. This is a very interesting story. This guy was just in the KBO not too long ago. He was with the Phillies. He actually was with the Giants before, and then he went to the KBO, and now he's back with the Giants. I think I have that right. But DARIN Ruff, this guy has actually been pretty solid as a part-time player for the Giants. He's kind of he's forced his way into the lineup a lot. So let's get to DARIN Ruff here. So he's played first base. He's played a little in the outfield. He gets a lot of pinch hit appearances. But look at the numbers this guy's putting up. And again, I just want to kind of go back here. Oh, wait, no. So I think I had that wrong. I apologize. He was with the Phillies for a while there. And then he went to the KBO. And I believe that's how it was. If we actually go here. So he played in the KBO from 2017. He played with the Samsung Lions from 2017 to 2019. He was hitting really well over there. He was just hitting bombs. I mean, look at all the home runs he was hitting over there. 31, 33, 22. And then he went back to the Giants in 2020. So I guess they were, pretty impressed with, how he was hitting over there in the KBO. He was getting on base a lot. If you look at his on base numbers, going back, actually, I can see the major league stats here. So if you go take a look at how he was doing with Philly, I wish it wasn't all spread out like this, but I'm looking for the MLB. So Philly, if you look at his last season in 2016 before going to the KBO, he only had a 236 on base. Then he went over to the KBO. This guy, I mean, again, the KBO has lesser talent, but the guy was an on-base machine over there, and the Giants, they noticed that and they said, "All right, well, let's have you come on over. Let's see if you can help us out at all." He was cheap, and he was getting on base like crazy. And look what he's doing this year. He has a 398 on base. I mean, are you kidding me? He has a 536 slugging. He's hitting 275. He's got 14 home runs. I mean, this guy's been just great. He's forced his way into the lineup a lot. He's pretty much a part-time player for the most part, but he has to play around, the field to be able to get his at-bats. But the Giants, they have a hard time keeping him out of the lineup because he's just been hitting and getting on base. So DARIN Ruff, I think, deserves a lot more love. I think he's been a big reason for the Giants, or one of the big reasons for the Giants' success this year. I mean, hey, give this guy more credit. If we actually go, there's not too many numbers with him on Baseball Savant. He does rank in the top 25% in max exit velocity, though. So the guy hits the heck out of the ball. And he's 35 years old. He's getting up there in age, but this guy is still pounding the ball. Looks like he's more of a pull hitter. If you take a look at his home runs, he only has one opposite field home run this year. So he's got mostly all of them either to left or center field. But DARIN Ruff, you got to love what he's been doing for the San Francisco Giants. So moving on here, coming in at number 7. We have Chris Flexen back to the Seattle Mariners we go. The Seattle Mariners have a whole ton of underrated players this year. I mean, the Seattle Mariners, they're not just getting good work out of the bullpen. They're getting some good work in their rotation, and Chris Flexen has been having a very solid year. So let's go pull up his numbers, sharing the screen here. So Chris Flexen on the year, he's 11-5. He's got a 3.52 ERA over 25 starts. He doesn't get a ton of strikeouts, but the thing with the Chris Flexen, he doesn't rely on the strikeouts. He relies just other ways of getting the outs, the ground balls, the fly balls. If we actually go over to Fangraphs. They'll break it down a little better for us. So let me go to the starting pitchers. He actually ranks 28th overall, or that's innings pitched. Let me actually go to wins above replacement. So he ranks 27th overall in WAR on Fangraphs. So if we take a look here at his, so one thing, where are the ground balls? So he is a 44% ground ball rate. So he's not getting a ton of ground balls like someone like a Luis Castillo or a Wade Miley, but he's definitely getting some fly balls, or some ground balls, sorry. If we actually take a look at his, I want to look at the ground or the fly ball percentage. Where is the fly ball percentage? Let me look at the home runs per fly ball. So actually, if you take a look here, he doesn't give up a lot of home runs. He has an 8.5% home run to fly ball ratio, whereas, you know, these guys, you know, up here, you know, double digits. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. If you take a look at him, Chris Flexen, he has a 0.86, or am I looking at the, yeah, 0.86 home run per 9. So actually, where does that rank? That's got to be pretty good. It's got to be top 10. Yeah, so yeah, that is number 10. So Chris Flexen, that's a big part of his game. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. So, yeah, Chris Flexen, he's just doing some good work in that rotation for the Mariners. I feel like he's not getting a lot of credit. And let me actually pull up the Mariners stats if we take a look at the pitching. So, I mean, right now, if you look at, you know, the guys that have been throwing, you know, out of the rotation, I mean, he's definitely been leading the way. I mean, he's definitely been their ace this year. I mean, Logan Gilbert's come up and done a really good job, but Flexen's the guy in that rotation. The fact that he's been the ace of this staff, I don't ever hear anything about Chris Flexen. So, yeah, gotta love the work that he's doing. He was in the KBO too, right? I believe he was in the KBO. Yeah, he was in the KBO back last year. So, hey, for the fact that he came over and who did he play for? I don't remember who he played for in the KBO, but who was it? Was it, I gotta look this up. Chris Flexen, KBO. Oh, that's right. The Doosan Bears. I remember that. So, yeah, Chris Flexen, man. The fact that he was in the KBO last year, he actually did pretty good. He had a 3.01 ERA. But the fact that he's come back over to the major leagues and he's just had a lot of success. I mean, what can you say? 3.75 FIP is really solid. XFIP is a little higher, so got to look out for that. If we take a look at his advanced numbers on Baseball Savant, he doesn't rank particularly well in a lot of the expected numbers, but one thing he does really well, he doesn't give up a lot of barrels, so that's one thing to keep in consideration. He gives up some exit velocity, but he doesn't let these hitters get a good piece of the bat on the ball. So that's one thing he does well. He doesn't walk a lot of guys either. He's in the top 10% in walk percentage. He gets a lot of guys to swing and miss, so he's making a lot of these guys uncomfortable in their at bats. He does have good spin rate on that curveball. So Chris Flexen, man, hey, and he's only 27 years old. I mean, this is a guy, he's having a really good year. Hey, definitely been a big reason for a lot of the Mariners' success this year. So coming in at number 6, here we go. We have Sandy Alcantara. Sandy Alcantara. I mean, this guy has always just been really solid. And, you know, with the Marlins this year, they've had Trevor Rogers this year, who's just really broken out. I mean, they brought in Jesus Luzardo as well. But Sandy Alcantara continues to just have a really just good, solid career so far. And another good year for him this year. So let's pull up Sandy Alcantara. Where are those numbers at? Here we go. Sandy Alcantara. A very good season for him. He has a losing record, so that's probably why, you know, people glance at that win-loss record and they think, oh, 8-13, well, that's not good. But look at the ERA, a 3.36 ERA. Look at the FIP, a 3.55. I mean, the guy's getting around 8.5 strikeouts per 9. He's getting 2.5 walks per 9. He's under a home run per 9. He's actually thrown, I believe, the third most innings in Major League Baseball this year. This guy eats innings. He's productive. Unfortunately, it's just the Marlins. They're not there yet. They don't have a, they don't have a good offense. They don't back him up a lot. And, but the guy eats a lot of innings. He does a lot of good work. This guy's just a workhorse. He is, in my opinion, the workhorse of that Marlins rotation right now. So really liking what he's been doing this year. And if we actually take a look at him on Baseball Savant, he has a lot of good of the advanced numbers on Baseball Savant. He doesn't give up a lot of exit velocity on average. Sure, he's definitely given up a couple of hard hit balls. He ranks near the bottom there, but xWOB is good. xERA, x batting average is, solid for the most part. X slugging, solid. Doesn't give up a lot of barrels. So that's really good. He gets a lot of guys to chase. He gets a lot of swing and misses. He doesn't strike out a lot of guys, but he does get swing and misses. He's in the top almost 40% there. He is in the top 30% in walk percentage. And hey, a big reason, this guy throws hard too. You'd think this guy's throwing 98 miles an hour. He's getting more ground balls, than strikeouts. In a way, kind of reminds me of, maybe he doesn't throw as hard as him, but kind of reminds me of like a Nathan Eovaldi a little bit. Throws hard, but the strikeouts aren't really his game. Nathan Eovaldi has been striking out a few more batters this year, but that's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit. Doesn't have a lot of spin on that curve, but this is a guy, he really just goes, sinker, changeup. And the fact that he's throwing a sinker that hard, I mean, come on, give me a break. He mixes in his slider. He has the four-seamer as well. He just has a good four-pitch mix for the most part. He throws a curveball every so once in a while. So I'm just really liking what Sandy Alcantara is doing this year. Unfortunately for the Marlins, they're just not having any success this year. I feel like if they were, you'd be hearing more about Sandy Alcantara. So we have made it into our top 5. So let me actually click out of some of these tabs. Guys, I have a problem with tabs. I just keep so many tabs open. But coming in at, was that number 5? I think I might have messed up. I think I might have skipped one. Oh, did I just give you number 5? I think I just gave you number 5. Did I give you? Hold on, let me see something. Oh, I just gave you number 5. I just skipped number 6 completely. All right, well, we're going to backtrack here. There's that potato brain again. It's time for bed. Here we go. Moving on. Well, moving backwards here. Going back to number 6. Here we go. Logan Webb. Logan Webb. I mean, I was just talking about him on last night's stream. I mean, this guy's just been really good this year. Go to Pitching Ninja on YouTube. He actually just did a video on Logan Webb, I believe. So, Logan Webb, man, I mean, this guy deserves a lot of credit, man. So, let's pull up his numbers. Here we go. All right, so there we go. Almost clicked out of the wrong guy. So, there we go. Okay, sharing the screen. Logan Webb, 8-3 on the year, a 2.56 ERA through 20 starts. Guy's getting a decent amount of strikeouts. Logan Webb has just been fantastic for the San Francisco Giants. Actually, let's pull up the Giants stats here. So when you think of the Giants, in that rotation, you got Kevin Gausman, Anthony DeSclafani's had a pretty good year. Who else? Johnny Cueto, the veteran in there, and Logan Webb has just been the young gun who has come up. Doesn't throw very hard in particular, but I said this in last night's stream, has himself a solid changeup. And Logan Webb, I mean, good grief. Right now, through 20 starts, he has, that is 7 starts behind Gausman, 5 behind DeSclafani, 3 behind Wood, 1 behind Cueto. I believe Cueto was hurt at one point. But the fact that Logan Webb has this many less starts than these other guys, and he is second among pitchers in WAR on Fangraphs, only behind Kevin Gausman. This guy's been filthy. So if we take a look here at Logan Webb, actually, what is his FIP looking like? FIP is a 2.89 compared to that 2.56 ERA, 9.7 strikeouts per 9. He doesn't give up any home runs. He has a 0.6 home run per 9 rate, doesn't walk a lot of guys. I mean, just look at the advanced numbers here on Baseball Savant. Doesn't give up a ton of average exit velocity. He's given up some hard hit balls, of course. Oh, my Red Sox, can we please close out this game? It is now 8-5, only 1 out against the Indians. They got runners on the corners. Oh, my God, Red Sox, please, you're giving me a heart attack. Hey, I'm going to the game on Sunday at Fenway Park. I'm pretty excited about that. So get the win tonight, Red Sox. Come on. But here we go. Logan Webb. Hey, I mean, look at all the red. Look at all the red. It speaks for itself. Not a lot of velocity, but this guy relies on a slider and a changeup that are both just nasty. Look at the changeup. We looked at this last night. He is getting 8 inches of vertical movement more compared to the average changeup, and it's filthy. Look at the sinker. He's getting a ton of movement on that as well. He's getting some decent movement on the slider, but that changeup, that's the pitch, man. The changeup and the sinker, he's really got those going on. He's mixing those 2 pitches extremely well. Mixes in that slider here and there to throw you off a little bit. He'll even throw in a fastball once in a while, but Logan Webb, you gotta love what this guy's doing. Go to Pitching Ninja. He has a video on Logan Webb. I promise you. Just go look up some highlights, man. Just go type in Logan Webb changeup on YouTube. I promise you, you will sleep soundly based off of how nice that changeup is. I promise you. So Logan Webb deserves a lot of credit, especially for a Giants team that is gunning for a division that no one saw them being in this spot at this point in the season. No one did. I mean, maybe some Giants fans out there said, yeah, we're going to win the division. But, I mean, come on. I think a lot of us were like, well, maybe they could be decent. But I don't think anyone saw this Giants team being, you know, right there with the Dodgers and ahead of the Padres, too. Logan Webb is a big reason for that. So, alrighty. Okay, I think we're caught up now. We went from 7 to 5, and then we went back to 6. So now we're going to go to 4. So, all right, we're all over the place here right now. But we're back on track. Coming in at number 4, Kyle Tucker has been, I feel like, very overshadowed this year on the Houston Astros. I mean, when you got guys, you know, like a Jose Altuve, like, you know, a Yordan Alvarez this year for the Astros. Even Michael Brantley's having a really solid season. You know, you're just getting, you have a lot of bats in that Astros lineup, and I feel like Kyle Tucker is just quietly having a phenomenal season. So let's go take a look at Kyle Tucker here. Let's go take a look at the numbers with him. Kyle Tucker, man, he actually, I feel like he ranks pretty well on Fangraphs. Let me pull him up here. Here we go. Sharing the screen. So Kyle Tucker, where is he? Where did Kyle Tucker go? There he is. So he is in the top 50 when it comes to WAR on Fangraphs. So Fangraphs, they're giving him a 3.1 WAR, while Baseball Reference is giving him a 3.5. Just a really solid season this year. He's hitting 278, 22 home runs, 73 RBIs. He's got 12 stolen bases in there, a 335 on base. I believe he's playing some pretty good defense out there as well. Could be wrong. Not the best defense out there, but it's not the worst either. But he actually does pretty well on the bases. So Kyle Tucker, really liking what he's been doing this year. Actually, let me go pull up the Astros. Here we go. So, oh, and I forgot to mention Carlos Correa. How silly of me. I mean, hey, could you say maybe Carlos Correa is having a pretty underrated year? I feel like you're not hearing anything about Carlos Correa. Maybe Carlos Correa should have made this list. But I feel like he's just too big of a name to make this list. So, but anyway, but Kyle Tucker, he's 3rd right now among position players on the Astros, with at least according to Fangraphs, a 3.1 WAR. So, hey, really liking what Kyle Tucker's been doing this year. If we take a look at Baseball Savant, he's just all over the place with the red. Average exit velocity. All right, Red Sox win it. Garrett Whitlock with the strikeout. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Nasty change up there from Garrett Whitlock. Kyle Schwarber with a home run tonight. Leadoff home run. He was big late in the game. Hunter Renfroe with a tank shot to help give the Red Sox the lead. Man, oh man. So, or more of a lead. Anyway, pretty excited. Every time the Red Sox win, it's always nice. But here we go. Kyle Tucker. Look at all the red. This guy's been just all around great, man. What a great hitter he's been. Expected numbers, fantastic. Hitting the heck out of the ball. Average exit velocity ranks in the top 20. I mean, Fangraphs doesn't like the defense very much, but he is in the top 20% in outs above average on Baseball Savant. He's got some speed out there. He's almost in the top 30% in outfielder jump. So Kyle Tucker, man, I think, and he's only 24 years old. So I think it's time to start paying a little more attention to a Kyle Tucker. This guy's just proving to be a really solid player. So that is who I have for number 4. Here we go. We're in the top 3. Let's go take a look here. Coming in at number 3, Charlie Morton. I mean, listen, Charlie Morton, I think we all know who Charlie Morton is. This guy's been great over the years. He's had some solid years, but I haven't heard anything about Charlie Morton this year. I mean, come on. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard his name one time this year. I mean, I can't think of a time where I've heard anything about him, especially with the Braves lately. You know, you've been hearing about these guys like Austin Riley, Freddie Freeman. I mean, if you're looking at the pitching, I've heard about Max Fried. I haven't heard anything about Charlie Morton this year. Not one thing. So, I mean, this guy's having a great year. So, Charlie Morton, let's go pull him up. Taking a look here, through 27 starts, he's got a 3.52 ERA. He's got a 12-5 record. He's striking out a lot of guys. He almost has 200 strikeouts on the year. Did anyone know, besides Braves fans out there, that he has almost 200 strikeouts on the year? He's making all of his starts. He's been healthy. So, I mean, that's the one thing with Charlie Morton. He's been kind of dogged by injuries in recent years. But this guy's made all of his starts this year. He has been Mr. Consistent in that rotation. Hasn't been the best rotation this year, but, you know, I think this guy has just been the workhorse of that rotation. If we go take a look at the Atlanta Braves. Let me pull up the Atlanta Braves. Where are we at here? Here we go. Braves. So yeah, Max Fried, he's definitely been kind of the star of the show lately. He's been having some really solid starts, but I mean, Charlie Morton is the leading wins above replacement, or he's the WAR leader for pitchers. I mean, I haven't heard anything about him. That's why he's making my list, because I don't think I've heard his name one time. I haven't seen any articles about him. I haven't seen his name on MLB.com. I haven't seen a thing. So I'm going to show him some love here tonight. So maybe one of the more well-known names. Obviously, he's, a big game pitcher in the playoffs. Game 7, Charlie Morton. You can't go wrong. But this year in the regular season, I think he deserves a little more love. So if we take a look at the starting pitchers among the leaderboards, I believe he's number 12. He's number 12. I mean, this guy, he's having, he has the same WAR as a Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray is getting a lot of Cy Young attention right now in the American League. He's having a better season than a Julio Urias. He's having a better season than a Joe Musgrove. I've heard a lot about Joe Musgrove this year. I've heard way more about Musgrove than Charlie Morton, and I'm not even talking about just the no-hitter. I've heard about Musgrove quite a few times this year. I mean, I've heard more about Wade Miley this year than Charlie Morton. I mean, Lance Lynn I've heard of way more. I haven't heard anything. I've even heard about Luis Castillo. I mean, he was getting more of the, the negative attention in the beginning, just about how bad he was doing. I mean, Luis Castillo, you could say, has been pretty underrated this year. He's 7-14, but he has a 3.69 FIP. But yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, I've heard more about German Marquez. I've seen German Marquez's name more than a Charlie Morton this year. So I think he deserves a little more credit. And I think it's because of the fact, look at the pitching in the National League. I mean, Corbin Burns, Zach Wheeler, you've heard of nonstop. Walker Buehler's been sensational lately. Brandon Woodruff, he's been great. Max Scherzer's probably been the name you've heard the most this year, just because of the trade and everything. Even Adam Wainwright, I've heard a ton about. So, again, for probably the 10th time I'm saying this, I haven't seen Charlie Morton's name once. So, that's why he comes in at number 3 for me. So, we have made it to number 2. Now, I wanted to put this guy at number 1, and I'm going to be honest, I almost left this guy off the list entirely, just because his name really came alive in the All-Star voting But you know what? I haven't heard about anything with him, even still after the All-Star break. This guy should have been voted as a starter for the All-Star game. He wasn't even voted into the top 3. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. He didn't even make it to the top 3 in the All-Star voting. And that is Cedric Mullins. I mean, come on. You know, Cedric Mullins, what a season this guy's having. This guy's been incredible. Take a look here at the leaderboards with the Cedric Mullins. He's been one of the better players in baseball this year. Take a look here at Cedric Mullins. As of right now, he ranks 6 overall in WAR with a 5.0 on Fangraphs. This guy has been having a stupid good year. And unfortunately for him, it's on the Baltimore Orioles. So you're not going to hear anything about him. But you heard about him at the All-Star break because he got snubbed. So that's why I was almost like, should I put him on this list? But really, even after that, I haven't really seen anything about Cedric Mullins. I mean, which, granted, it's understandable. He's on a losing team like the Orioles. A lot of these guys are on losing teams. But, I mean, you got to give respect where it's due, man. This guy's just been out of his mind. Look at his numbers. 306. About 306 batting average. He's got a 370 on base. He's got a 529 slugging, an 899 OPS, 24 home runs, 25 stolen bases. I mean, this guy has just been incredible. What a season. He's not even a free agent for a few more years. So, Marcus Semien with a walk-off. Oh, it looks like, that's a tough loss for the A's, man. Tough loss for the A's. They fall a game back further behind the Red Sox. The Red Sox are trying to march towards getting a wild card. Man, oh man, playoff race. Man, oh man. Here we go. But yeah, Cedric Mullins. I mean, I don't think any of us, I think all of us can agree he is extremely underrated. I thought maybe his name was going to come alive, you know, after the All-Star break, you know, because everyone heard, because there were people out there where they were saying, I mean, that paid attention to the numbers, you know, saying, why didn't Cedric Mullins even get voted into the top 3 or the top, I didn't mean to say top 3 earlier. I meant to say the top 9 because it was for outfielders. So he didn't even get voted into, or did he get voted into the top 9? I'm going so blank right now. Well, either way, he didn't get voted as a starter. I know that for a fact. I think maybe he got top 9. I think he did get top 9, right? But yeah, he definitely didn't get voted as a starter. So, again, after the All-Star break, I still haven't heard anything about him. I'm still going to consider him underrated. But, hey, Orioles, they're coming alive here. They're getting some young guys coming up. They're getting some talent. Maybe they can make a couple of signings in the offseason. And look out. This Orioles team with Cedric Mullins right in the middle of it could be a deadly team pretty soon. We'll have to wait and see. But coming in at number 1, I think this guy has not been getting any attention at all. I haven't seen this guy's name at all. Kind of like Charlie Morton. I haven't seen one article about him. I haven't seen one headline about him. I haven't seen anything about him. And I think that is, I mean, unless someone can point it out to me, I mean, I haven't seen anything. But my number 1 underrated player on the year. Here we go. Where's the button? Okay, there it is. Number 1, Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith is having an incredible season with the Dodgers. This guy has been out of his mind. He's playing all around great baseball. And it's no surprise to see that this guy, I'm not hearing anything about him because he's on this just superstar team. But this guy is one of the best players on the Dodgers this year. I mean, I think it's a disgrace that you're not hearing anything about him. So let me go pull up the numbers here. So here we go. Hold on one second. Having some technical difficulties. Alrighty, Will Smith. Let's go pull this up. Here we go. So, taking a look here. He is currently, if we take a look at the wins above replacement leaders, he is 19th as of right now. This guy has been arguably, you could argue that he's been the best catcher in baseball this year. If we take a look here at the catcher rankings, he is #1 among catchers this year as of right now. So, I mean, the guy's offense has been awesome. He's hitting .267. He's got a .374 on base, a .513 slugging, 22 home runs, 65 RBIs. I mean, he's playing phenomenal defense as well. I just think for an all-around catcher, I've heard more about JT Realmuto. I've heard way more about Buster Posey this year. I've even heard more about Mike Zunino this year. I mean, Mike Zunino, I would actually say, in my opinion, I just love that power from Mike Zunino, man. 27 home runs, and he's playing phenomenal defense as well. I think Sean Murphy's a guy where, you know, not really too much with the offense, but that defense, he's the top defensive catcher in the game. But he needs to really try and step it up with the offense. But I think Will Smith, for what he's doing offensively, along with providing some really good defense, I think Will Smith, man, I think he needs to get a lot more attention, especially considering, look at the on base. This is a guy, he reminds me of like kind of how Buster Posey was when he was coming on strong. If we take a look at some of Buster Posey's earlier years, take a look at Buster Posey here. So like you could say like 2011, you know, really reminds me, or even like a 2012. I mean, definitely Buster Posey had a phenomenal year that year. Maybe not 2012. That's maybe a little unfair. I don't know. If you look at the years like 2013 and like 2015, you know, these are pretty, I mean, defensively though, Buster Posey's on another level. But I think you know what I mean. You know, where Buster Posey was just all around just really good. I think Will Smith, the fact that he's doing it at this age, you know, it's, how old is he now? He's 25. He's 26, sorry. So the fact that he's having this good of a season, you know, and it's a really good all-around season. I think if you put him on a different team, you would hear more about him. Unfortunately for him, there's just all these other guys on the Dodgers that are just, hey, they got bigger names. So that's where I'm at. That's what I think. That, in my opinion, I think he's the #1 underrated player this year. Just based off of the numbers, based off of the fact I haven't heard anything about him. I haven't heard one thing about him. But that's all I have for tonight, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming out. I wanted to just do a quick stream tonight. I have an early flight in the morning. I got to be up at like the crack of dawn, 4 in the morning, flying out to Boston tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. I'm seeing 42 people in the chat. So, hey, not a bad turnout for a Friday night. I never go live on Friday nights. So, again, everyone, I really... you know, Frankinator, that's another one that could have been a good one on this list. But that's why I want you guys to tell me. I know I left a lot of these guys off the list. Ty France would have been a great addition to this list. But hey, my potato brain is definitely going to miss a few guys. So make sure, please, you put in the comments, who did I leave off of this list? I know there are some guys. So again, let's just have good conversation in the comments. Again, nothing personal. If I left off someone, just most likely my potato brain just didn't notice it. So, but that's who I got for my top 10. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. But everyone, again, I just want to remind you, I'm not going to be live on Sunday night for the power rankings. If you're used to the power rankings every Sunday night, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be here. I wish I could be. But I will be coming back on Monday, and I will be sure to be pumping out some more content next week. I'll be doing some more live streams next week. We'll be back to hot takes next week. We'll be back to the power rankings, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. So, everyone, I hope you have a great weekend. If anyone's going to be at Fenway on Sunday, I don't know if any Red Sox fans here are going to be at Fenway. If you see me, say hello. I'll say hello back to you while I'm stuffing a Fenway Frank in my mouth. That sounds kind of weird. Anyway, but have a great night, everyone. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you next time.